are so many jackals and other animals in the forest, but there will be only one lion. And even if it is single, it will be the king of jungle.
Anyone goes in front of him will be in ashes. Man who is powerful. Man who is kind. Ye Bhagawan ine dekho. His aura can't be comprehended. His style will not be matched enough. Ye Khuda ine rokho. He is Thalapathy. He is the one man who is lion of the jungle. Thala Vijay. Thala. 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 Thala Vijay. Thala. 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 Thala Vijay.
We observe today not a victory of party, but a celebration of freedom. So let us begin anew.
He walks like a warning sign. Black boots, clean suit, no line. Got that old school weight in his chest. Every room goes still when he steps. You can hear him before he lands. Slow grin, heavy hands, like a river under stone. He don't need to prove he's known.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Rich in the bones, built to carry home. He talks in a smokehouse tone.
What if I told you that the most shocking political upset in Tamil Nadu's history used the exact same strategy as one of the most famous presidential wins in American history? One man was a Catholic war hero from Massachusetts. The other is a Tamil film superstar from Chennai. 60 years apart, different countries, different languages, different cultures. And yet, when you put their campaigns side by side, it's almost eerie how identical the playbook is. Today, we're breaking down exactly how Thalapathy Vijay's historic 2026 win as Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu mirrors John F. Kennedy's 1960 presidential victory, strategy by strategy. Because this isn't a coincidence. This is a formula. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Before we get into the breakdown, let's set the stage. Tamil Nadu 2026. For nearly 60 years, since 1967, Tamil Nadu has been ruled by exactly two parties, the DMK and the AIA, DMK. They traded power back and forth like clockwork. No one else could break in. It was one of the most entrenched two-party systems in Indian democracy. Then, Vijay launched TVK, Tamizhaga Vetri Kadagam, just 2 years before the election. A brand new party. Zero legacy, zero inherited voter base. TVK won 108 seats. Vijay was sworn in as the 13th Chief Minister, the first non-Dravidian party in power since 1967. America, 1960. The Republicans had won 2 back-to-back landslides under Eisenhower. The Democratic establishment was fractured, old, and running on fumes. A young senator from Massachusetts, only 43 years old, decided he was going to run for president against the entire grain of political wisdom. He won. Narrowly, but he won. Now let's talk about how, because the how is where it gets fascinating. The first thing both men had to do was the hardest thing in politics: convince voters that a third option was even possible. When a two-party system has dominated for decades, voters are psychologically conditioned to believe that voting outside it is wasting their vote. It's not just a strategic challenge, it's a cognitive one. JFK solved this by running a bruising primary campaign that demolished the old democratic machine. He didn't wait for the establishment to anoint him. He went state by state, primary by primary, and proved, through actual votes, that he could win. By the time the convention arrived, the machine had no choice but to accept him. Vijay did something structurally similar. He didn't just announce TVK and wait. He spent 2 full years building what political scientists call proof of viability. mass rallies, a statewide tour, membership drives targeting 2 crore members. He made TVK feel inevitable before a single vote was cast. The lesson both men understood. You don't ask voters to believe in a third option. You show them it's already happening. Here's something that sounds counterintuitive. Both Vijay and JFK deliberately refused powerful alliances that could have made their paths easier. Vijay publicly ruled out any alliance with the BJP, DMK, or AIA-DMK, all three of the most powerful political forces in his landscape. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, "Not publicly, not even behind closed doors." About the BJP specifically, he called them an ideological enemy. That's a bold move. Most political advisors would tell you that's electoral suicide. But here's what Vijay understood, and what JFK understood 60 years earlier. Independence is the product. JFK refused to be run by the old Southern Democratic machine. He refused to make the backroom deals that typically grease the wheels of a presidential campaign. He ran his own operation, controlled by his own family on his own terms. What this did for both men was make their brand unimpeachable. Nobody could point to a puppet master. Nobody could say, "Oh, he's just DMK in a new costume," or "He's just another machine politician." The refusal to align was itself the message. When your entire campaign is built on being different, being seen as independent isn't just optics. It's the foundation of trust. This is the section most people get wrong when they analyze celebrity politicians. The common assumption is, celebrity politician wins because fans vote for them. It's shallow, it's emotional, it won't last. And sometimes, that's true. But Vijay and JFK did something far more sophisticated. They didn't just trade on their fame, they converted it into organizational infrastructure before the campaign even began. Vijay's fan club, Vijay Makkal Yakkam, had existed for years before TVK was even announced. But it wasn't treated as a fan club anymore. It was systematically restructured into a proto-party. District-level networks, community outreach arms, grievance redressal cells. The fans became precinct captains before they knew they were precinct captains. JFK had his own version of this. His wealth, his family name, and his war hero status gave him access and goodwill that most politicians would spend decades building. But Bobby Kennedy, his campaign manager, turned that goodwill into a ground operation. They didn't just rely on JFK's charisma to carry the day. They built one of the most rigorous field campaigns in American political history up to that point. The insight is the same. Charisma opens doors. Organization wins elections. Fame without structure is just noise. These men understood that distinction. Every winning outsider campaign needs an answer to one central question from the voter. Why now? Why you? Why does this matter? The answer has to be moral. JFK called his vision the new frontier. It wasn't just a set of proposals, it was an argument that America had grown complacent, that Eisenhower's era was comfortable but directionless, and that a new generation had to step up and meet the challenges of the modern world. It was urgent. It was almost existential. Vijay's founding statement for TVK said that Tamil Nadu was yearning for a fundamental political change, that the existing system was tainted with corruption, divisive on caste and religious lines, and that only a people's movement could fix it. Both statements share the same DNA. The old order is morally failing, not just politically failing. And we, this movement, this candidacy, represent the correction. This framing does something powerful. It makes voting for them feel like more than a preference. It feels like a duty. You're not just picking a politician, you're choosing which side of history you're on. Here's the final piece of the puzzle, and it's often overlooked. Neither man won in a landslide. JFK won the 1960 popular vote by less than 0.2%. It was razor thin. he threaded the electoral map with surgical precision, winning key states by small margins while losing others he didn't need. TVK won 108 seats, a majority, but the victory wasn't built on one dominant stronghold. The leads were spread across a wide range of constituencies, signaling statewide penetration rather than a regional wave. Both campaigns achieved something rare: geographic breadth without a pre-existing base. They didn't inherit loyal blocs. They built new coalitions: young voters, minority communities, first-time political participants, people who had previously felt unrepresented, and threaded them into a majority that nobody had mapped before. This is the hardest thing to do in electoral politics, and both men did it. So what's the formula? Break the duopoly by proving viability before the vote. Own your independence as a brand. Convert cultural capital into organizational infrastructure. Use minority outreach as a pluralism signal, not a vote bank move. Frame the race as moral urgency, not just political preference. And win thin, but win everywhere. Vijay and JFK are separated by 60 years, 2 oceans, and completely different political systems. But the architecture of their wins is almost identical. Because great political campaigns, the ones that actually change the shape of power, have always followed the same deep logic. Give people a reason to believe that something genuinely different is possible. Then, build the machine that makes it real. That's the playbook. And Talapati just ran it to perfection. If you found this breakdown interesting, the next video goes deeper. We're looking at the psychological profile of the outsider politician. What it takes to hold your nerve when every institution in the system is telling you that you can't win. Subscribe so you don't miss it.